I bought Spicebomb Extreme without even smelling it on a test strip. My decision to blind buy it was based on two factors. First, the original Spicebomb made a good impression on me. And second, I was influenced by bloggers here on YouTube. In my country, I could easily find the original Spicebomb, but Spicebomb Extreme is a rare fragrance. But I made an effort to find it, and I eventually found it. In terms of the presentation, I really like the design of the bottle. I like it. Now let's talk about the scent. It is not easy to explain. I faced a conflict between my expectations, based primarily on the name of the fragrance, and the real message of the fragrance. And this video consists of two parts. Part 1, my expectations and my perception, and part 2, looking at the official website. So, part 1, my expectations and perception. Relying on the name of the fragrance, Spicebomb Extreme, I expected to get an extreme bomb with spices or bomb with extreme spices. And I love spices in fragrances, that's why I had no doubts about the purchase. After buying and eventually smelling it, I thought, maybe an extreme bomb with spices smells like this fragrance, but I expected something different. I am 100% sure that perfumers at Viktor and Rolf are more competent than me in determining how an extreme bomb with spices should smell like, but this is my perception. Maybe I expected something different because I grew up in the East and I have different attitude towards spices. In this fragrance, I see more of a European interpretation of spices. For me, this fragrance is pretty direct and lacks diversity and complexity. When I say diversity and complexity, I mean that I expect many different spices to complement each other, like in this photo. Let's move on to part 2, looking at the official website. When my expectations didn't coincide with the real picture, I decided to have a look at the official website and find out what the real message of Spicebomb Extreme is. Maybe I shouldn't rely so heavily on the name of the fragrance. Though, no matter what, I believe that the name should reflect the scent. So the first thing we can see is the following: an ardent and contrasted explosion of black pepper and saffron. I see no mention of diversity or some kind of complexity in this message, so I come to the conclusion that I expected something that this fragrance is not supposed to do. And I admit it's my bad. And the second thing from the website. Spicebomb Extreme is an explosion of heat, a longer lasting, deeper and more extreme fragrance based on the original Spicebomb. The spicy notes are enhanced and more intense in this eau de parfum for men. Frankly speaking, I don't feel an explosion of heat in the fragrance. I feel spices, but I don't feel heat. For me, heat is something three-dimensional. As I said earlier, in my opinion, this fragrance is pretty direct, it's not three-dimensional. Speaking of the message of the fragrance, I would also like to say that I can't understand what I'm saying by wearing it. Who am I? What is my attitude towards life? What do I bring to the world and society? Maybe I am not yet mature enough and it will take some time for me to understand. Today, I can't understand. Longevity. I don't have enough statistics. When I wear any fragrance, I record the results. The weather, how many sprays I applied, and how many hours it lasted. I wore Spicebomb Extreme several times, but I recorded the result only once. Based on one recording, I can say the following. I applied 2 sprays in cold weather and it lasted 6 hours. My final thoughts. The scent is pleasant. It's pleasant, but for me, it didn't work. Share your opinion in the comments below and thank you for watching.